What's up, Cancer? Hope you're doing well. We're going to see what the blockage is for you. We're going to do a moon cycle spread. See what your motivation is, your intention. Take a look at what the blockage is. Let's get a little more details on it. And we're going to find out if you will be successful by the full moon, or if you made any progress. Can have Cancer in any placement. We all embody all 12 signs of the zodiac. So if you don't have any planets in Cancer, you do have a house that occupies Cancer. So what do we got? What's going on? Oop. Queen of Swords. Eight of Swords. The Hierophant. Queen of Cups. So, with the Queen of Swords, either that's you, or I feel like you're dealing with a Queen of Swords. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I don't know if you're looking to be independent from that person. I'm going to have to do some more clarification, but I say that because in the breakdown, you've got the Hierophant, which could be high-level commitment, marriage. Your blockage is the Eight of Swords, so you're stressed out, full of anxiety. Maybe not knowing what to do about a Queen of Swords. You have a Queen of Cups by the full moon, though. So either that is another person that is entering your life, or that's you finally maybe opening up yourself, your emotions about the anxieties that you're having. This is interesting. Tell me about the Queen of Swords here. Let's go a layer deeper. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. Oh. So we've got Star, Aquarius energy, and the King of Cups. Give me one more. Eight of Cups. Departure. Interesting. It feels to me like possibly a Queen of Cups has walked away, emotionally checked out. And I think you're trying to hold it together. Right? You may have hoped to work things out with this Queen of Swords. And you've been trying to hold it together, even though there's been emotional checkout. So what about the Eight of Swords here? That's the Empress. Queen of Cups. Queen of Swords. You see, yeah, the Queen of Cups is another person by the full moon, because the Queen of Cups came out here. We have the Queen of Swords again, so you're dealing between a water sign and an air sign and the Empress. So it feels like you've been in a lot of anxiety over maybe because this air sign walked away, you're in regret that you didn't make a Queen of Cups the Empress. See, we have the Hierophant. We haven't even clarified that yet. So it's, you're mentally screwed up over, did I make the wrong decision because of this air sign checking out, departing? And you may have had hope to heal it, and you're just trying to be in check, but you're tore up because you're like, man, did I make a wrong decision? Tell me about the Hierophant here. Nine of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. It feels like it was a lot of heavy responsibility in this connection. Like, you were content with the way things were, even though it was a lot of responsibility. It's almost like it's hard for you to get yourself together to start again. right? To, have a new opportunity to fall in love again, to get married again. It's like you're hung up on the fact that maybe you made a wrong decision on who you made your empress, meaning wife, husband, there's no gender. It's like maybe you feel, I'm just going to be happy on my own. I'm not sure if I want to take another walk down the aisle again on any new opportunities. It's a lot of burden because you were kind of just comfortable where you were, even though this person seems to have walked away. So tell me about this Queen of Cups. Death card. That's Scorpio energy. Ten of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. It feels like by the full moon, you're going to realize that this ending from this Queen of Swords is actually giving you room for a new beginning to build a legacy with, because you have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. That's a matching pair, right? So they get each other emotionally. So the Six of Pentacles, isn't just about, the give and take of financials, but it's the give and take of emotions. Like somebody, water sign's gonna get another water sign. This could actually be somebody you realize is long term for you, right? Somebody you can build the abundance with, right? And it's giving you the opportunity to go through a transformation. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, right? You don't know what you don't know until you try. And if you tried with a Queen of Swords and it didn't work because they weren't emotionally there, right? They emotionally checked out. It could be the fact that, their emotions are a little bit different. It's more logical. It's not, they talk about their feelings and they think about their feelings. They don't really feel them like you do. Right? And so you just realize maybe by the full moon that you're transforming yourself and realizing that maybe while this person's not a bad person, maybe they just weren't the match for you, right? That's why you'll hear in tarot when you have the king and the queen of swords talked about as a pair, right? That's because it's the yin yang, right? So it's the masculine and feminine energy of balance. So the king and queen of cups is the yin and yang to each other, right? And I think you're going to realize that the queen of cups is your balance. Like, it's legitimate real world balance for you. Pentacles is the real world, right? It's not up in your head, that type of thing. Anything else on this? The Wheel of Fortune. You know, when one door closes, another one opens. Knight of Pentacles. You know, yeah, the Sun. So even though you've been taking your time, you know, getting your cups feeling happy and secure with yourself, and it's been a heavy burden getting yourself to feel emotionally, you know, it starts with the self, right? So if you feel happy with yourself, then you can let go of the burden of, well, I was comfortable in this marriage, higher level commitment. And then you realize the Wheel of Fortune, things start moving for you again because, you know, you weren't sure about if you wanted to kind of get back involved with any new opportunities. It seemed like it was going to be a heavy lift because of what you dealt with the Queen of Cups. You're realizing, oh, I can feel happy again, right? Even though it was slow. You know, Pentacles with this Queen of Cups is building something slow and solid. You just had to go through a transformation and feel happy within yourself, right? You may have been, maybe this Queen of Swords was like your source of entertainment that made you feel good, right? You know, the Queen of Swords is, you know, full of thought, full of communication. You know, maybe they told you things. Maybe they told you they loved you and you got used to that. But maybe even though they told you, maybe it wasn't really what they felt. Or you didn't feel it enough by just hearing it because it didn't seem like you were feeling it with this Queen of Swords. So you had to learn. The Hierophant is about learning as well, not only high level commitment, but maybe you had to learn to commit to your own happiness first before the Wheel of Fortune can start turning again, right? And now, you know, you're coming back out and you're feeling warm again. Now, I don't know if you realize this now. We just came through a full moon. Could be another full moon. We're all on different timelines. You know, the Sun is about seeing the truth in the situation that, over time, when you feel happy with yourself, you can once again feel happy with somebody else. And yeah, it was slow. It's taken you some time, right? Yeah, bottom of the deck. You had to learn to trust again. Trust in yourself to deal with having another commitment. I think my question is, though, if you feel like you picked the wrong person, well, tell me about this Queen of Cups then. Tell me about this Queen of Cups. Tell me more. How this Queen of Cups fits into this. Oh. We got the Ten of Wands again. Ace of Swords. The Magician. I feel like it's just repeating itself. It's you got this sharp truth that you manifested. The wrong person in your life, and it's still a heavy burden. It's not telling me about where this Queen of Cups is, though. Let's get an emotional card here about this. What is the Queen of Cups? What is their emotion in this situation? Fear. So if they're feeling fear because maybe they were left out in the unknown, faced with doubts, they might be afraid of not being picked again. Tell me about I want to know about your emotions, Cancers. Forgiveness. You want forgiveness. I think you need to give yourself forgiveness as well. Right? You got to give yourself forgiveness first. Just like you had to give yourself emotional fulfillment. You got to forgive yourself first for feeling like you made the wrong choice before you can ask for forgiveness for somebody else. What is this Queen of Swords? What's their emotions? Abundance. They departed for their own abundance. The Eight of Cups, see, that's why you felt comfortable in this situation, because a lot of people can have the Eight of Cups and be completely satisfied and have this, life that is, it's good. It's not, there's nothing wrong with it. But when people walk away from the Eight of Cups, they're shooting for something more. So it's like more abundance. It's like the Queen of Swords has walked towards something they feel is more abundant. Now, what that abundance is, abundance comes in many forms. Let's go over here. What was the abundance here? What abundance did they walk towards? The Hanged Man. There's the King of Cups. So they let go of a King of Cups. You. Hermit. A solo journey. To discover what their abundance is. They walked away from you. They let you go to go get a different perspective on themselves internally to discover what their own abundance is. So they don't know. They're discovering who they are. They're on a hermit's journey. Getting a different perspective of what their true abundance means. That's why they walked away. So it's not like we know exactly what they're walking away towards because they don't even know yet. They just know that they're on a hermit's journey. Cancer, I don't know. I hope that was helpful. I hope it resonated and, gave somebody some sort of information or clarity they needed to hear. Yeah. You got one person in fear, you're worried about forgiveness, and the other person's like, what's my abundance? Yeah. That's what we got. So anyway, Cancer, I hope that was helpful. Much love and light. I'll talk to you soon.